Kazazian, and I'm the director of ARPA International Film Festival. And
Yes.
I would like to welcome you, the filmmakers of Untimely. I'm looking forward to talking to you about this wonderfully made film. And I'm happy to hear that the film is being screened. So actually, that's a good news that they're not able to make, because I'm sure you're very excited.
Yes.
I would like to hear how later on how it's being accepted, your film in Iran. So that's wonderful. So before they join, while they're joining, I would like you to tell me a little bit about yourself, where you come from and so forth, and introduce your film.
Okay, long story short, I started learning music when I was 8. So at the age of 19, 20, I played in different bands, and I wrote my first novel when I was 19, 20 years old. So for me, life was all about music and literature. But as a novelist, I joined a class which was about filmmaking, cinema, art, Mr. Mohammad Reza Aslani, which I met Reza, who is the cinematographer of Untimely, in that class. It was around 16 years ago, somehow like that. So kind of accidentally, I made a short film. I was not supposed to make a film, but kind of accidentally I made a short film, and suddenly I found out all my passions toward music, literature, art, everything is combined in one medium, which is film. And I decided to study digital film. I was very, my knowledge in technology of filmmaking was very weak. So I went to Malaysia for 3 years. I studied bachelor there and sorry. So, and then I came back. Hello, Reza.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, I'm so happy to be there.
Okay, Reza is speaking Farsi. I translate for you. Okay, no problem. Okay.
خب در مورد فیلم بگم دیگه، گفتن دیگه درسته؟
گفتن در مورد خودت بگو و اینکه چجوری وارد این پروژه شدی، در مورد خودت بیشتر بگو.
آره. خب من فیلمسازی خوندم، تقریبا 20 ساله که دارم کار می‌کنم.
He studied filmmaking and he's been in filmmaking for 20 years, almost 20 years.
و رشته خب اصلیم تخصصیم کارگردانیه، ولی خب فیلمبرداری باش فیلمبرداری و عکاسی شروع کردم.
And his main profession is directing. He started with photography and cinematography, and kind of he does both of them simultaneously.
Tell me a little bit about how did you find the story? Where did you find the story?
Okay, story is almost based on true events and true stories, but not one specific story. There are stories that I heard, and in research in that area, I found which happened to different people. I kind of combined them, and for example, the story of the soldier, which is somehow common in Iran, that because of the strict, rough environment of military service, it happens that once in a while we hear that a soldier kills the commander. So it's not rare. And some other stories, like, for example, the relationship between Hamin and his father is highly based on one of my friends who's a Malaysian, he's not Iranian, the relationship, what happened to him. So somehow the story is not limited to specific area of job. I guess we make the film there. it's highly based on the culture of that area, but it applies to human being and different people around the world.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's a beautiful story, and
Thank you.
and the story is told very well. I mean, it's like it's one of those things that really touches your heart. You know, it's
Thank you.
how did you find those actors? I mean, he did an amazing job. That the little boy, the way he acted, it was very natural.
Thank you. The father, Mr. Afshar, he has acted in some movies, so he had the experience, and he helped me a lot in directing the children and the kid. And most of them are social actors. They are not professional, except Mr. Afshar, who has experience. None of them had experience. My approach toward non-professional actors is to not to direct them, is to put them in the situation. For example, there is this scene that they're discussing, and we call it khastegari, which someone come to ask for wedding, and they ask the girl to marry the guy. So we have one person who is the wife of the I forgot the word of the man, and there is the aunt of Hami. So I wanted to have them to have kind of struggle, and they don't like each other. So before we start the shoot, they are both each from a city. One of them is from Iran Shahar, one of them is from Chabahar, so different cities. I told one of them that, okay, you see her clothes, it's very beautiful. Do you have the same in Iran Shahar? They are the same. And I went to the other one and said the same thing. So I kind of, before starting to shoot, I tried to make them, God forgive me, make them jealous of each other. So, and I didn't write the dialogue for that scene because the moment I asked one of them to repeat the dialogue, we couldn't shoot anymore. So I put them in the situation. I gave them kind of character, kind of some important points of the dialogue, and I asked them to just improvise. And we shot many, many times. I think that scene we shot over 50 takes.
Wow.
To find those good moments.
How long did it take you to make the whole film?
We shot 49 days of shooting in 60 days.
Very nice. It was very nicely done. I liked the way you did the whole story was very nice. But it was very touching, you know, when the truck driver was driving with the little boy, and here, you know, it's like he's teaching him about how to steal things. You know, it's like having 6 eyes. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about that. I think that was, you know, I was born and raised in Aleppo, so I come, you know, it's like for me, I've heard that expression before. Tell me a little bit about the Iranian version of it.
It's exactly the relation with the father is exactly what I borrowed from my Malaysian friend. So it's not, as I said, it's not limited to Iran. I think everywhere around the world, even industrial countries, you know, always happens. It's the human nature. It's not just about, if, for example, we say, okay, that area of Iran, there are poor people, and it's not like that. We have good people. We have kind of, I'm not saying bad people, but people that they don't care.
Yeah, well, it was a survival, you know, it was a survival thing. Yes. But my thing is that it's like you have to have, it's that expression. It's like our teachers used to say, don't do anything in the back because I have 4 eyes, you know, I have 2 in the front and 2 in the back. And I never heard about the 6 eyes. That's what I was trying to see. So, okay, thank you very much.
Thank you
It
so
was
much.
nice
Thank you.
meeting you. And we'll continue the conversation.
Okay, thank you, Miss Maral.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.